So it's the most exciting day of the year if you're a football fan, and it is, of course, fixture release day. Boro's 25-26 fixtures got dropped earlier today, so let's take a look at them, see what fixtures stand out, which ones do, which ones don't, which ones look tricky, and see how Boro's start to the season might go, because on paper, it doesn't look like an easy one. So here are the fixtures, and of course I'm going to add the obvious caveat before people get into the comments. It's the Championship, anyone can beat anyone, no results are of course played out on paper, and there's so many variables. Of course, clubs that might look like a tough opposition at this moment in time might end up being quite an easy one. Loads can happen, managerial movements. There's lots of work to be done in the transfer window, all that jazz. So, of course, I know you've got to play everyone twice. It doesn't matter when you play them, yada, yada. But it's always fun to actually just take a look at who you're playing and when and trying to gauge an idea of what might happen. And there are already some standout games for Boro throughout the season. I will say the start is not easy. Opta have statistically said that Boro have the toughest start in the Championship out of all the clubs there, and I think, to be fair, without getting a recently relegated side from the Premier League, I don't think it gets much tougher than that. We of course have a repeat in August of last season's opener, which is a bit of a letdown. You know, you do like to have an exciting fixture on the opening day. We've got an exact repeat of last season with Swansea at home. Hopefully that means a repeat of the result we had last season with a 1-0 win on the opening day, of course. Then two tough away trips at Millwall and Norwich. They will prove really, really tough for Rob Edwards' side. Of course, I think just with the nature and the scepticism around Rob Edwards' appointment, I think it has improved massively since he's come in and spoke to the media and the fans, and I think everyone's starting to get on side now, but I still feel like he could just do with the best start possible, and the fixture list hasn't been kind. After that, we finish, of course, with Sheffield United at home. I'm not too sure they are as big of a threat as maybe they seem. It depends how things go with Ruben Sellés. I think there's a big question mark over that appointment as well and how that may go. So they'll have undoubted quality in their squad. But yeah, the first four, whether you look at it, no matter which way you look at it, doesn't look easy. And September doesn't really get any easier either. Preston away, always a tough game. We never get much down at Deepdale. I'll be on holiday for that one, so I won't be around to make any content on the Preston game, which might be a blessing. We then have West Brom at home with a trip to Southampton and then a home game against Stoke to round it off. I think the two home games there are pretty decent, if I'm honest. Southampton away will be tough though. Going all the way down there will not be an easy fixture, then being a relegated side, of course. And then not too long after, we actually then have to go back down to the South Coast and we have Portsmouth away the following Saturday. So you've got two very, very long back-to-back away trips. Back-to-back weekends, rough, and a lot of miles for the Boro to do in them 7 days. Ipswich at home to come. That'll be hopefully a belter and a tough one, of course, with Sheffield Wednesday away. God knows what state they'll be in. And we round off October at home to Wrexham. So a mixed bag. I think they're 4 fixtures that could go any which way. You always want to win your home games, of course, but Ipswich will be difficult, and I think Pompey away always is as well. November is a very busy one. 2 tough away trips coming up there. We go to a Watford and Leicester in a matter of days. Oxford's the other away game in that month, to which I hope we have the same sort of joy that we did last season. I've noticed a lot of the games are in a similar place as to where they were last season. There's a lot of repetitive stuff from last season going on here. You know, Swansea at home early on. I think the West Brom home game, maybe it's a bit early this time around, but yeah, there's just a few fixtures like Watford away and stuff that are in and around the same time of the season, same with Oxford away as well. We then finish November with Coventry and Derby back-to-back home games. Hopefully we can bank a couple of points at home in that month. December though, I think out of all the months, probably looks the most generous, you would say, tentatively. We've got 2 away games against Hull and Charlton, so you'd fancy Boro to do well there. I think all 3 of our home games are very, very winnable as well. QPR, Blackburn on Boxing Day, and Hull City on the 29th. Bristol City away is, of course, the huge red flag in that crop of games because we never, ever do well down at Ashton Gate. But December looks like a good month for Boro. I hope we can take advantage of that. And I do feel like there's always a advantage to being at home throughout the festive period when there's a lot of people at home, attendances are up. I think having back-to-back home games after Boxing Day is a big benefit. Derby away on New Year's Day, one of the very few super exciting fixtures, I would say. Can't wait to go there on New Year's Day before Southampton then come to Riverside on the 4th of January. Then after the FA Cup weekend, of course, 2 away games, difficult away games as well, awkward ones, going to the Hawthorns and Stoke City. They'll always be awkward before finishing with Preston and Norwich at home. Again, 2 home games I'd like to think we should get a result from. Then we go into February, my birthday month, and of course, who else have we got on my birthday? On Valentine's Day, no doubt. Of course, after Sheffield United away, got to mention it. I'll hopefully be going to that one. Who else on Valentine's Day other than our good old pals, Coventry City? We couldn't have been paired with anyone else, could we? There's no other team, no other club that we have a more love-hate relationship than with Coventry. We've been through so much together, so many ups, so many downs. We always end up being tied at the hip, don't we? And I think it's just fitting that we head to the CBS. Our favourite place, of course, where we never ever win. We go there on Valentine's Day and on my birthday once again. Unfortunately, I'm in New York that weekend, so I will not be able to go to Coventry, and that was one of the away games I was really aiming for. So that's a shame. I just hope Coventry Boro away does not ruin my birthday like the CBS often does. Then got 2 home games, Oxford, Leicester, with Birmingham rounding off the month. And then into March, only 4 games there. This is where things start to ramp up with a potential run-in if we've got something to play for. And I think March is a fantastic opportunity to pick up points if we, of course, are still in the running for something. QPR away, Blackburn away will be awkward. Charlton and Bristol City, hopefully, are winnable games, although Bristol City always find a way of getting results against us. And I think April's not too bad either. I think for how difficult Boro's start to the season is, I don't think the end's all that bad. I think I look at April, I look at the 4 home games, and I think there's no reason as to why we can't win all 4. Millwall, Pompey, Sheffield Wednesday, Watford. I think they're all 4 very, very good home games. I think it's good that, 4 of the 6 games that month are at home. So let's hope we've got some good home form behind us, because that could be absolutely key at that stage of the season. And then, of course, you've got the away trips of Swansea and Ipswich in there, which would be very, very difficult. And where else would we finish the season other than at the Hollywood ground itself? Wrexham away. The enigma that is Wrexham. No one knows how good they'll be, maybe how much they'll flop. No one knows, but there is so much hype and media attention around them, of course. They're going to be on the TV every other bloody week, I can tell. And we've got to go there on the final day. So, God forbid, if Wrexham have something to play for on the final day, I'm just getting Coventry PTSD once again, that it's just another huge game, another huge occasion at a ground away from home that could be very, very difficult for Boro. So if we have got anything to play for, I hope it's wrapped up before the Wrexham game, and I hope they've got nothing to play for, to be honest, because that could be super, super tough if there's a lot on the line come May 2nd. And of course, just naturally for Boro fans, it'll be a ground that not many Boro fans have been to before, and with the small allocation, it being the final day, I can see it being an absolute dogfight to get tickets for. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the fixtures. I think it is a tough start on paper, at least. I know it's easy to say anything in regards to the fixtures because anything can happen. Any team can rock up and change, and it depends a lot on recruitment and how a lot of the new managers settle in. Of course, there are a lot of new managers in the Championship this season, but the start looks difficult. I think it is safe to say. The winter period, though, I think is okay, and I don't mind the run-in either, with us having a lot of home games that hopefully will be good for us. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know any away games you plan on going to. I think for me, looking at it on paper, I think Preston would have been one I'd like to have gone to, but I'm not in the country. I don't think my first away game will be until Sheffield Wednesday away, which is a shame. I don't think it'll be till then. So a long time to wait for me before going on the road to watch the Boro. I think I'll try to get to Leicester and Oxford, potentially Hull City away as well. It's annoying as hell, Charlton's midweek in December. I don't think that one's going to be doable. That's an annoying placement for a game I think a lot of fans would have loved to have gone to. I'll absolutely be going to Derby on New Year's Day, probably West Brom and maybe even Stoke as well. Sheffield United you can add to that list as well. Gutted I'm missing Coventry, but I am away for my birthday. Birmingham away, definitely want to do that. And I think maybe Blackburn again. I know we did that last season, but I might make an effort to get to one of either Ipswich or Wrexham on the final day. But yeah, let me know what fixtures you want to get to in the comments, your thoughts on the fixtures, any ones you're excited by, any ones you're particularly not, and how we think Boro will get on in their first 4 league games, of course. But until next time, like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, hit the bell so you never miss when a video drops, and of course, tune in for all the great content to come. But until then, take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.